Hey guys, welcome to MouseGen. Today we're going to be talking about our 4 least favorite Disney animated features.
And Pixar.
And Pixar, yes.
Okay.
I'm here with Kaitie and Mark. And just a little heads up, one of our special rules for this video is we were only allowed to include one crappy sequel.
There have been plenty of Disney crappy sequels.
Because there's been plenty.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to get too into like obscure movies that people may not have heard of or seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of those would be those like straight to VHS sequels.
So Mark, what's your 4th crappiest?
Just a note that if people actually do watch us and get offended, please let us know because I am I'm happy to hear criticism.
Like, if you don't agree with us, please let us know. But no, these are just our opinions.
That's fair. You're right.
You know, it's not like these are like the end all be all.
I think mine is the end all be all.
Disney movies, but everyone's allowed to have their opinion.
So my 4th least favorite, and like the first one is the one that you like dislike the most. So my 4th least favorite, and this will definitely get some criticism, is Big Hero 6.
No.
I know.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw something
I know,
at you.
exactly.
I'm offended.
Big Hero 6, I've watched it 3 times now because the first time I watched it, I got so bored that I quit halfway through because I was like, I don't understand any of this, like I don't comprehend with this, I don't like it. The second time I was like, I have to give it a shot, so I'm going to watch it all the way through. Watch it all the way through, I was like, this is still boring to me, I don't enjoy this. And then the third time I watched it all the way through again and I literally fell asleep at the end.
Oh my goodness, I could spend our entire 20 minutes just arguing with you about this, so I'm not going to. I will say I respectfully disagree and think it's a wonderful movie. I love that it's like the first kind of Disney Marvel animated movie. It is a Marvel comic, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And I think the story is really sweet, and I love Baymax. And I love Go-Go. Like, she's my girl. I wish I was her.
Yeah. Just not a fan.
That's okay. You're allowed to not be a fan.
Not really.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay, so my number 4 least favorite, get on the right side here. I went kind of more on the classic side, but my number 4 least favorite is The Rescuers. I watched it. It was one of those movies we watched a lot growing up, kind of in school or at camp. And honestly, it always kind of like terrified me. I thought it was the scariest thing. And I watched it again as an adult, and it just didn't grab my attention. I think the people who love it, like, good for them, just didn't really click for me. As I wanted to go with an original movie, not a sequel, and just wasn't a fan.
I think it's cute and it's fun. It didn't really, kind of just floats in the middle there for me.
Yeah.
It didn't hit either of my lists.
Yeah.
My thing with The Rescuers, I see why it's on your list, and like I'm okay with that. Like I'm not offended like you guys were. But for me, The Rescuers, I watch it all the time as a kid, like you said. And one of my favorite movies of all time is The Goonies, and I don't know why, but The Rescuers always reminded me of The Goonies.
Yeah.
So it was just.
I actually see that kind of the gloominess.
Yeah.
I've seen The Goonies as well. It's also not one of my favorite movies,
Okay.
but
Goonies never say die.
They don't. They never do.
Yeah. So I see that. Yeah.
All right. Number
Alright,
4.
my number 4, I put Little Mermaid.
Oh my god.
So I don't hate the movie. However, she's kind of whiny.
She is whiny, but that's okay.
And it's just like
All
so
16-year-old
stereotypical.
All 16-year-old girls are.
Yeah.
But Daddy, I love him.
I think it's fun to make fun of, honestly. But I see why like someone might not like it. Same reason why like I don't like Rescuers. It didn't kind of hit that spot. I think probably maybe girls like it a little bit more.
And I don't necessarily think it's a terrible movie. It's just not kind of my what's on my shelf? What do I go to?
Yeah, I think the story is very much that classic romance girl she kind of saves him, he kind of saves her. There's not a lot of like uniqueness to it.
Yeah.
So understandable.
I will say, going off that, if this was top 5 instead of top 4, Little Mermaid was like the hardest one to keep off because I'm not a big Little Mermaid person. Like I'm sorry, but yeah.
That's understandable, honestly.
Alright, Kaitie, you're number 3.
My number 3, Fox and the Hound. I know.
What?
I know. The story isn't there for me. I love the music though.
Oh god.
That one
You
song.
loved Fox and the Hound.
I love that one song. I love the when we're the best of friends. I love that like one scene, but the rest of the movie like hurts me. I also like I'm a vegetarian. I don't like hunting. Like it bugs me a little bit. So I'm sorry. I told you I had some
Yeah.
louses.
I'm like more surprised that I didn't. I thought you.
I love the animals. I love Todd and what's the dog's name? I love Todd and the Hound, but the whole movie, like all together, isn't my favorite.
Interesting.
So
I love Fox and Hound, so I don't even want to dignify that with a response. My number three.
The story is just not like there for me.
My number three, and this is another one that's going to tip a few people off. Pocahontas. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Every single one you said, I'm like, ah.
For me, it's nothing about Native American culture. I've studied that like my whole life growing up
It's
in
not
California.
very accurate.
Yeah, I know. It's not accurate in the slightest. But Pocahontas for me, it was just like, it was way too forced, in my opinion. I know it's a classic and everybody loves it. It has great music, but it was very forced. It was like, oh, now they love each other all of a sudden, just because like they see each other, and that's every Disney movie.
It
But
was kind of
this one
magical.
particularly like irked me in the magic aspect and everything about it. And I don't know. I hate the scene in Fantasmic
Like
too.
how
and-
they magically.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
like the things?
I don't like
I'm
the
not a
scene.
huge fan of that scene in
Yeah.
Fantasmic either. It's a little racist
Yeah.
in my
Wow.
opinion,
Wow.
but I like the music.
The songs are pretty good. Like
I also
Colors of
grew
the
up.
Colors of the Wind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also grew up in Virginia, around like kind of the area where that's supposed to take place in Jamestown and everything, and that's where we first watched it when we were learning Virginian history.
That's
of course,
fair.
it's not super historical, but like the dates and stuff are there.
Yeah.
And I always loved it for that. And then that was my older sister's favorite movie. And then so as the younger sister, like because she thought it was cool, I thought it was cool, and you know, I still think it's a decent watch.
Yeah.
All right. My number three, I put as Allison Wonderland.
Ooh.
I
I want to
just-
hear your explanation. I'm interested.
Can I go ahead and say that's also my number three? Alice in Wonderland.
Wait, you mean that's your number two?
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I can't read.
Well, that's okay. We can just talk
It's the
about
third
it
one down
together
my
now.
list.
You would have
Yeah.
talked about it next.
Next.
Okay,
Okay, so
it's
yeah,
number
so
two.
same time. So my
I
number two is
just
Alice.
I mean, it's a cute story, and I like the characters from it, and I understand like they're iconic, and people love them. But I don't know. It's not one that I feel I own it, and I don't feel the need to
I don't want to
like
watch it. All the
it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I watch it, and then I realize why I don't watch it.
It's so scattered. Back
Yeah.
when they did the first kind of live action that came out, I went back and watched the animated version to because I realized I hadn't seen it in so long, and it's so like random, which I get is the story. I get
Yeah.
that's kind of how the book is. I didn't like that. It's almost like 3 or 4 sets of individual stories put together. But I'm right there with you. It's not one that I want to pull out and watch.
Yeah. Although I do appreciate kind of the historical aspect with its importance in Disney World.
Right.
Because that was a lot of their very early work. Especially
Yeah.
if you've seen Walt Before Mickey, which is on Netflix. You should watch it if you haven't. They talk a lot about their original Alice in Wonderland
the
skits.
original like Alice cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That
But
is
it's
true.
just, it doesn't hit the mark for me.
For me, Alice in Wonderland, it's not one of my favorites, not one of my least favorites. It's like definitely a mad movie in the middle. But I think the coolest thing for me is all the history that you guys talked about and like all the hidden undertones, because there's a lot of like economic stuff that they throw in there, like
Yeah.
running
that's
around the
true.
table and stuff like that. So there's some that like, I see why you put it on your list, but for me it's like I'll watch it if it's on, but I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, I like what they took from that movie to bring into the parks.
I agree.
I think they pulled really good aspects from it. Like Teacups is such a classic.
Oh yeah,
ride.
no, I agree with that
Love
completely.
that. Some of the things over in Disneyland, they have a little bit more related to Alice. I think are really, really cool. I love her as like the face character. I think she's one of the like few face characters I actually like. So that's cool.
And the live action Alice in Wonderland, I hate that. That's a whole nother
I think
video.
most people do.
Yeah. My number two is I have vocalized so many times, and my top 2 are movies that I genuinely hate. Like, it's hard to hate a Disney movie, but Cars 2, I literally could not sit there and sit through it. Cars 2, I hated how Cars 1 was such a pure story, like Lightning McQueen ending up in this cute little town and stuff like that. Now they're like secret agents for some reason. I'm like, what is going on? I hate it.
It was an accident.
I just...
It wasn't supposed to.
No, I hated every second of that. I don't know why, but I was just like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
And Blake could talk more to this, and he might have been about to say it, but the kind of the whole reason they made the Cars movies was for like the merchandising aspect, because cars are easy to sell to little kids, and if they keep making movies, they'll keep having relevant stuff to sell, which I can attest to. At the time, I think my cousin was about 3, loved Cars 2.
My younger brother loved Cars at the time.
Every action figure they made. I think the movie's kind of funny if it's on TV. It's like how you said with Alice, if it's on TV, I'll watch it, but it's not the greatest.
I think kind of where that one falls flat too is it wasn't, like you said, it's had nothing to do with the original storyline. I think it would have been better as kind of like a Mater spin-off than as being like, here's Cars 2.
True, yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's about Mater.
Yeah. Whereas Cars 3, which is about to come out, and I'm very kind of excited for it now, kind of goes back to the original story.
Yeah.
I like that kind of all those characters are back. I think like his
like the original gang.
From the town are all going to be there. So.
Oh, there was something else I was going to say about Cars 2, but I can't remember now. So go ahead. I completely blanked.
Your number 2.
My number 2 worst, which I think is your number 1 worst as well. If I'm gonna guess.
Oh yeah.
Hunchback 2.
The Bells Strike Back. Which is
not
not the name
what it's
of that
actually
movie.
called. That's what we call it.
It is such a terrible movie. We allowed ourselves one crappy sequel each, and I'm not surprised we picked the same one. If you watched our favorites movie video, we talked a little bit about Hunchback and how beautiful and wonderful the animation is and the story. Put these side by side, and it was like they had.
Gosh, the animation's
I think
atrocious.
they had like first month interns do the animation.
Yeah.
There's no detail. The songs are they're not like catchy. I love Jennifer Love Hewitt. She does the voice of that new character, but it still didn't go there for me. It's kind of that creepy circus thing. I'm not a huge fan.
Weird. And it's like this whole story about like them stealing this bell, which apparently like...
How do you steal a bell? That's like so unrealistic. Those things are so heavy and it's up in a tower. Like, how does this happen?
No, it's so weird.
Hunchback was on my top 5, like the first one, not the sequel. I haven't seen the sequel, and honestly now I'm like, thank God I haven't, because I don't want to lose the first one.
It's been on Netflix.
You should watch it just to attest.
That's fair.
I think the only reason we have seen it is because for some reason every time we watched Hercules on Netflix, this was like the movie that started playing afterwards. And every single time, it's not good. Some of the sequels I'm like, they're watchable. I think Pocahontas 2 is watchable. I think Mulan 2 is watchable for me. This is terrible. I can't even get through the whole thing anymore.
Okay.
It's bad.
Good to know. My number 1, I don't know how this is going to be taken, but I've hated this movie since the first time we saw it in theaters. I've tried watching it again when I was older. Still hate it today. I hate Brother Bear. I know. I'm sorry. I hate Brother Bear. I don't like this story at all. I don't like anything that happens during it. The music, like, love Phil Collins. Don't like the music in that movie. Like, I don't know. Just nothing about it interests me, and I genuinely hate that movie. I know.
Oh my gosh. It's one of my favorites. It didn't make my favorite list. I think, oh man, I love the music. Great spirits fall. Take our hands, and it's so good.
The first time I watched it in theater, I remember I was very young, and I remember I was starving that day, and this has no relevance to anything you guys care about, but I was starving, I was miserable, I was very I was young, so I was very cranky and stuff, and I watched it and I was just pissed off the whole time, and then now every time I watch it, it just has those horrible memories for me that bring back, and I just cannot watch Brother Bear anymore, so.
Oh my gosh, you're traumatized.
Yeah, I'm traumatized by this movie that did nothing to me, if I'm gonna be traumatized by anything, it would be Bambi, because the dad gets shot, or not the dad, the mom gets shot right away.
Yeah, I feel like it's one that just kind of floats in the middle for me. I could pull it out and watch it every once in a while.
Definitely not my least favorite list, but I respect. I mean, I know the feeling of being hangry, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry that happened to you.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Home on the Range.
Oh, I forgot about that movie.
Just
I blocked
So
it out.
I did not
It's
remember
so
that
terrible.
I blocked it out.
That was so
I was
bad,
looking through the
right?
list and I was like, oh, what's my number one? I saw it. I was like, oh, okay, that
I
was
think I've only
easy.
seen it once, actually.
It's-
I think we tried to watch it one time
And
and
we turned it off.
were like, okay, we're done with this.
It's worth-
so slow.
It's worth watching just so you realize the absolute lowest Disney can go to, in my opinion, is Home on the Range. Like, I don't know. It was bad, but
Because that was an original movie, went to theaters
Mhm.
and oh man, I'd be curious to see how it did. Like how much money
Not
it
good.
made.
You don't
I
see
think-
anything for it ever.
I think, was that maybe one of the first movies where they kind of brought in kind of the celebrity voices? Because I know like Roseanne
Yeah, I don't know.
was a voice in that. I think they had some other big names, and I wonder if that was kind of, I don't know if this is true, but I'd be curious to find out if that was one of like the first movies where they brought in known voice actors and then tried to lean on that too much or something.
I can
I'm
see
not
it.
sure.
I don't
agree
know.
with you.
It's just
Bad
it's
movie.
bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Again, don't own it. Don't have any plans to.
I think maybe we tried to watch it on Netflix or something. Or,
Probably.
Or Hulu or wherever it was.
Yeah.
So, well.
Agreed.
Oh man,
Any
I'm
honorable mentions?
currently no longer friends with Mark.
That's fine.
Uh,
I feel like
That's it.
every movie
We're
on that
done.
list you genuinely love.
that's why we're on opposite ends of the couch. Anyway, yeah. So
Any
least
other
favorite?
honorable mentions? Things that you were, other than the rest of the crappy sequels.
Yeah, Disney, Pixar does sequels pretty well. Disney has not
like Pixar
been great
sequels.
at their sequels, except for I think Lion King 2 was a decent sequel.
It
But
was okay.
I actually had, let me say the ones that I crossed out on my list. So I had Brother Bear 2 at one point, just
Haven't
because
watched
the
it.
story, I'm not surprised, the story doesn't live up to the first one.
The first one
I-
doesn't much. So.
I had Fantasia 2000 on here, and then I took it off because there is one scene in Fantasia 2000 I really like, but other than that, I feel like it didn't live up to Fantasia.
Yeah.
And how, I know some people don't like Fantasia either. I love it. But
It's just
I'm a
so
music
classic
nerd.
and music related.
I'm a music
so,
nerd,
yeah.
so I love it. But and I think those are all of my cross-outs.
No, I kind of looked at Fantasia and I was like, I don't even feel like they kind of belong.
Yeah, I mean, it's animated, but it's kind of it's not really a story
Yeah.
in itself. Other least favorites. I don't know. I don't have a lot of like movies I just out and out won't watch.
It's okay.
One of them that you said was in your, like, I don't know, it was hard for me to, like, decide if I loved it because it was, like, so awkward or if I hated it because it was so awkward. Chicken Little.
Oh my
I'm
God.
okay with it. I don't have an issue with Chicken Little,
I think
but
it's funny.
It's
cute.
it's
A
just
lot
like
of people don't like it.
yeah, it's
It's-
not Disney's best work by
It's
any
not,
means.
no, it's not in any means like the greatest movie ever. It's almost like that, so stupid, so silly, it's funny.
Yeah.
And I think the reason it's not a like beloved film is because not everyone has that sense of humor. It's very specific to the type of people who will like it.
That's fair.
I love the Spice Girls scene when
Yeah.
they're like dancing with the big pig and everything, so.
Just as you were talking about Disney sequels, the one Disney sequel I do love that's not Pixar is an extremely goofy movie.
Oh, yes!
I love it to say.
Oh, yes!
Not
I
this
almost
video,
had-
but great movie.
I almost had both of those on my favorites, and I was like, oh, they don't quite hit it, but
Great
goofy
movie.
and
Yeah.
extremely goofy movie.
They're both good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Well, that wraps us up for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later.